It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of FreedomIn5Minutes.com and Prosuum.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this. You have to want to change if you are going to change. That and more coming up. I don't know how this is going to sound. I'm driving. The whole family has been gone for the week, and I've been building a very special surprise for one of my daughters, and the rest of my daughters will also get this surprise as well. But basically what I'm doing is I'm building a bunk bed, and I shouldn't say that. So we got this IKEA bunk bed, a couple of them for our daughters, and I took the bottom bunk out and I'm turning it into like a little playhouse, like loft thing, so that one of my daughters can sleep up on top of the bunk bed, but on the bottom it's a little playhouse. She can have her desk in there, or a table in there, or beanbag, or whatever she wants, and it's her little place that she can just kind of have her own little private area, right? And so with that, there was actually a little bit of a mindset shift that I had to have. And it's funny because it's something that I preach all the time, but in this particular situation, it was a little bit harder. So I don't know exactly how this is going to sound in the car, because I'm driving back home from Lowe's Hardware, and the reason being is because I keep on forgetting stuff as I'm building this thing out, and they come home tomorrow, and I do not have the luxury of waiting another day to go and get this lumber that I needed. And so as I'm doing this thing, my plan was this. This was my plan when my all of my family left to go to Orange County to go visit some relatives and have time with family and so on. My plan was, oh, by the way, the reason why I didn't go is because I have chickens and dogs and cats, and we had workers at the house. We had a whole bunch of things going on that it did not behoove to leave at this time. So it would have been kind of putting them at risk, especially with all the heat and everything. But anyway, so I go and I start this thing. But my plan originally was that I was going to do about half work, half this thing, this bunk bed loft playhouse thingy. And so I had it all planned out. During the day I would work on my business, and then at night I would work on this thing. Well, some changes had to happen that were very uncomfortable, even for me. I preach that you should be able to walk away from your business, and your business should run without you, and you should have all these systems, and that's why we have virtual systems architects and all of those things, right? Well, here's the deal. That sounds nice and all. It sounds great. But when it all comes down to it, if like a lot of the times, personally, I feel because of culture, because of the American culture, if I'm not working on my business, I still, even to this day, feel guilty that I'm not doing something, actively growing it, actively doing things to make it better, and so on. And so I was getting this feeling because I was seeing that this loft playhouse bunk bed thing was going to take so much longer than I had anticipated. I'm not a builder. I would be a general contractor. I'd get my general contractor's license if I was going to be a builder. I'm not a builder at all. so, and so I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this thing in time. It's kind of running into all of my work and running into the things I had planned for Prosulum. And so I was forced because I could see the clock ticking. In fact, when I get home, it's going to be 8:30 p.m. It's already getting dark. I still have to put the chickens away. Still have to put the dogs away. I have a rooster that has bumblefoot that I need to go and put some stuff on to heal that up. I have a whole bunch of things going on. And then I have to pray the rosary with my kids when we go to sleep, and then that's usually around 9:30. And then my son is going to want to FaceTime me, and we talk about Godzilla and go and look at Godzilla creatures because he's loving that's his kind of thing now, is looking at all of the different Godzilla creatures in the Godzilla universe. And we talk about that on Facebook. So we'll go through like 3 or 4 Godzilla creatures tonight. All right. We have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. And then I still have to do the railings on this bunk bed. I still have to do the frame on the door, the little trim on the door. I still have to clean up the room. I still have all this stuff. So I'm guessing they're going to leave before 10 tomorrow. It takes about 5 hours to get back. And I'm not going to have that much time tomorrow to finish up anything. So, with all that being said, what during the week, as I was seeing that this was creeping up, what did I have to do? I had to change my plans. I had to change what I was doing, because if I didn't, I would not. I might have gotten some business things done. I don't know. But I sure as heck would not have gotten the project done that I'm trying to do for my daughter. And so my mindset had to change. I had to look at this as a blessing. Hey, your family's out. You get to spend the entire week blessing your children, blessing at least one of your children right now. And then later on, when I get another bunk bed, I'm going to be doing this with the other 2 older daughters. Or the other 2, they're not the oldest daughters. My oldest daughter doesn't need something like this. You have built, Dean, a business where everybody's empowered to create and to grow, and everything's processed and everything's systemized. Enjoy what you've built. Enjoy the fact that you can do this. Enjoy and change your dang mindset that just because you're not actively working on something doesn't mean that you are going to, that everything is going to fail, or that your business isn't going to grow, or that you're doing something wrong. Because it's not true. It's not true. And so I had to change. I changed that mindset, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to spend every day. So the last few days I've spent working almost completely 100% on this thing, maybe like 95% on this project. And what's been beautiful is that it's allowed other people to rise to the occasion. I actually have 2 people in particular. One who is taking on a new role of client ambassador, and you know who I'm talking about, and doing content and so on. You know who you are listening to this. And the other is somebody who is just really, really good at, like, I don't know what you would call that, but like creative design, creative animation, creative like stuff when it comes to content that we're going to use to start getting on different podcasts and so on and so forth. And this would not have happened in the same way, because these ideas came as I was listening to something else and thinking about something else in response to this project. And so why is this important? It's important because if you want to change for the better, you have to be willing to change. You and I both know people who have been stuck in their ways for literally decades. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. They're saying the same things, doing the same things. I have people who say, "Oh, we have this screenplay, and we're going to get the screenplay out there, and it's going to be a movie that everyone's going to love." And they've been saying it for literally like 15 years, and they don't actually do it. If you're going to change, you have to be willing to change. If you have to want the change. So where right now in your life, whether it's in your business or in your family or in your spirituality or whatever, do you know that you need to make a change? Where's that one thing that you know you can make a change, but you've been hesitant to do it? I challenge you right now to make that change. It might be praying more. It might be praying with your kids at night. It might be going out to eat as a family every Friday. It might be holding a huddle, a morning huddle with your team members. Whatever it might be, there's so many possibilities that can benefit you as a business leader, as an entrepreneur, that are hard changes to make. But the only way to do it is to be willing to make that change, to actually do it, to actually make that change. So what's that one thing right now? I challenge you to actually, truly make that change today. All right, this is Dean Soto. Hopefully this sounds decent. Even my last few podcasts, I didn't realize sometimes because most of the times I do it from my iPhone, but it's all the microphones all caked with stuff like dirt and stuff from all the homesteading stuff. So I got to clean that out. I didn't realize it sounds like meh. But this is Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Go check out freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, and I'll catch you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.